Why, hello there. Do you want to know how to make thumbnails? So do I. And we're gonna learn. So basically, in this video, we're just going to be going over ways you can make thumbnails, and the way I think is probably most efficient for Minecraft thumbnails currently. And yeah, let's get into it, and I'll show you what software I use, and you can just follow along. By the way, you should subscribe. But before we talk about software, there's something else usually used to make thumbnails better: lighting. However, for now, we're going to be leaving it off because we don't need it currently, but we will later. So basically, the only mod you're going to need for this is one called NPC Studio. It gives you all of these tools. The main one is the wand. So you're just going to right click right there. It's going to spawn this guy, Steve 1. Now, you don't want to make thumbnails with Steve. Steve's stupid. So what you're going to do, you can choose the skin here. Either you can import a skin from a folder that you have, or you can do any of these ones. So I'm just going to import my skin, and there we go. That's my skin. So we're just going to exit on out of there, click this, and there he is in the game. This is nice enough. Right now, you can frame yourself without needing to be in third person, right? You can take pictures with you being right there. So this on its own obviously isn't going to be the product, right? So you're going to right click your guy again. And it's going to bring up this menu. I know it looks like a lot, but it's actually pretty easy to understand. I would know I get very overwhelmed quickly, and you don't really need everything in here. So for cloak, I'm pretty sure, yep, these would be the capes. So you're also able to turn on any cape that you want for your skin to be wearing. Now for this, you can also choose to show the skin's name tag. You can do your own name tag. I'm going to disable it though. Now we are also able to put capes in here. So I'm going to put the cape that I wear in here real quick. That should be my cape done. So we could just click that. And there we go. It is wearing the cape that I also wear, which I made myself, by the way. If you want a little tutorial on making custom capes for yourself, let me know and I'll do that. Now you're also able to do animations right here. So you can choose like the exact frame of the animation you're doing. So we can do walking. You can do running. Absolute speed demon. And that's about it for there. We're just going to leave it on idle. You're also able to give it inventory items. So if we did this, for example, its head is now a frog light, which is nice. We can have it hold one though, and also the offhand. So you're able to do stuff like that. Pretty easy and simple. Now we have transform here, so you're able to move how far forward it is. You're able to do up and down. You can have you can have a little head poking out of the ground, if you so please. Nice. And this would be left and right. Now you have a look at and head look. So basically what this is going to do, if you do look at, it's going to make the NPC face you. With head look, it's just going to make the head face you. Can we make it like break its neck doing this? We sure can. Alrighty then. And you are also able to change the scale, of course. So you can do, bigger if you need. You can do smaller, of course. Down to 10. Then you have modifiers down here. You can do taking damage. You can do the glowing effect, on fire. You can also change the frame of the fire that's going on. Gravity, you can give it gravity. So I'm pretty sure what this means is if you set this to be higher, yeah, it's just going to keep falling. Okay, you're able to deactivate it, which just makes the NPC invisible, but they are still there. Then you have duplicate down here. So this is going to be your duplicates, or I guess the number of NPCs. This will be how far away they are from the first one. Also do up and down, and left and right, of course. Noise is how close they are together. This is going to be how far in the ground they are. And this is going to be the left and right of these guys. So then you would just do frozen NPCs on 25 of these guys. Now, a kind of weird thing is that the cape kind of like mimics your cape physics a bit, but like not entirely. So that's a little bit of a weird thing to look out for. You don't want any of these guys. You just select all of them right here. Do delete. This will delete the blocks. And then they're all gone. And we don't have to worry about them anymore. But you mainly aren't going to be messing with this, right? You just want to pose you. So we're going to go into pose here. And then there's different subsections of the body, of course, that you can disable at will. Disable the whole body, just the cloak if you don't want the cape. Right arm, left arm, legs, all that. You're able to then pose them individually. So you can do this, which is like up and down-ish, the Y, so the left and right look, and the Z, which is this. Also do position, of course. You can behead yourself, which is, you know, lovely. You can do position, up and down, and forward and back, of course. So that's what head is like. You can also change the scale. Oh dear. Wow. Okay. Alright, so that goes on for... No, 100 is the max. Gotcha. Wow. That's funny. So, pretty simple. So, let's say you wanted to do a video about you just cutting trees for whatever reason, right? Gonna make a very bare bones looking tree. I guess we could do, you know, that maybe. So now that we have the tree, we're just gonna do transform and move it to maybe, that's probably fine. And make it a bit closer. Let's do this. That works, I guess. Now that we have him where we want, let's go to inventory right, the main hand. Then what we can do is pose right arm here. And then we can do the held items separately from the arm, which is very helpful. And I think that looks pretty dang good. So let's say we're done with the pose now, right? This isn't gonna make too good of a thumbnail, right? So I have a resource pack called chroma keys right here, which basically makes frog lights be green screen, which is why I have that over there. The thing you could also do is maybe turn off smooth lighting, and that could make, you know, the shadows along the blocks be just a little bit smoother, but, you know, optional. Now, I don't really love the particles coming from the tree, so we're going to do video settings, particles, and sodium extra. There it is, apply. And then those are going to finish up falling, and then no more are going to spawn. So now you have your pose, you have your scene, you're done, right? Well, you can be. You can take this, edit out all the green screen bits, which I'll show you how to do in my software of choice. You can do that and just be done. Or you can do a little bit more to add just a bit more sauce. We're just kind of gonna raw dog the screenshot here. And now we're just gonna hit F2, which will save us our screenshot. So you now have your screenshot. Congratulations. What now? Editing, photo editing, which will not be hard, actually. So we're gonna move on to that, and I'll see you in a couple of moments. This is called Krita, and this is a native Linux software, but it has been, it's cross-platform on Windows. So I'm just going to throw in my image here. And there we go. So, we're not going to be messing with any of this. We don't need that. We just want to go to Filter, Colors, Color to Alpha. Now, if you have anything that's green, like I do, like my cape, you want to put the threshold here down to 1. Because that makes it so it just sticks to one color and like its respective relative hues, instead of it applying to darker hues that you didn't pick. So now the threshold is at 1. We're just going to do color sampler, click one of the colors. There we go. Now we're good. We're just going to do file. Let's go export. I don't think we need to change any of these, so we're just going to hit OK. So now that we're done with Krita and we've applied our transparency to our image, now we move on to another software that is more made for thumbnail graphics rather than Krita, because Krita is a software made mostly for kind of like painting. And so we're going to move on to another open source software, also native to Linux, called Inkscape. Now that we have our image in here, we're going to do edit, and then we're going to resize pages selection. So then our portrait will be the same size as our image. And don't worry, the white box isn't going to be there on export. That's just inside of Inkscape while we're editing. This is more for kind of like personal adjustments. So you can ignore Inkscape if you really want to keep it minimal while still being good, I would say. Now, to give us a bit more flexibility, I'm going to go to B. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a little outline over the character here. We're actually going to go to image 1. We're going to copy and paste that. Let's just move this where it's supposed to be. Here we go. So now that we have our clip here, we're going to select it and also our copy of the main image. We're going to do Object, Clip, Set Clip. So now we have a duplicate of our guy here. The reason I want to do that is because it gives us more flexibility. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the tree. We're going to do copy and paste. Sure, why not? Let's bring it up here again. Now we're going to do B to draw our line again. So now that we have our clip or our border on the outside of the tree here, we're just going to select our path and our image 1, object, clip, set clip. So now we have both of these on their own layers. So now this is its own thing, and the tree is its own object as well, which is what we wanted, because now we can do things a bit more precisely. We're gonna select our guy again. We're gonna do release clip, and we're just going to duplicate it, I think, and put it back on him. Now that we have another clip of the same ratio, now what we're gonna do is a trace bitmap. So go to path, then trace bitmap right here. You're gonna want to do that. It's gonna open up over here. Go to multicolor, colors. Well, actually, you gotta select everything first. So select your image, then it should show up here. Go to colors. You want to do stack because it's gonna make sure that there's no gaps between it. Remove the background after it's done. Speckles. Not 100% sure what the style is, but it's on by default, so probably just good to leave on. Move the corners. We don't want that because it's supposed to be rectangular. It's Minecraft. Optimize. Whatever. And I would put scans at 16. We're gonna do apply. There we go. So now it's gonna look a bit, weird, but whatever. So go back to here. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to put this new layer below everything, and we're going to select our path and our new layer. We're gonna do set clip. So now it's only applied to this area. So now that's below everything, we're going to go to fill and stroke, which is going to be over here. Fill can be nothing. Stroke paint. I might have it at white right now, but just, to give a demonstration. If I change it, look at that. Now we have a pretty decent outline around our guy. It's not perfect, but for it being done basically for you, I'd say that's pretty dang good. So this is basically our finished image for now. This has been kind of a long video, so I think maybe what I'll do is I can upload a second part to this and we can continue from there. So just to give you a little demonstration, I'm going to save this and then we can see what it looks like without the white border in the back. Now to export it out of Inkscape, we're just going to go to File, Export. It's going to bring up this. We're just going to put in 1280 by, well, that's 720.1. We're going to do just 720 because that is the recommended aspect ratio from YouTube. Now, you're just going to click browse here. You can just save it anywhere. Oh, and yeah, make sure to change this to .png. And then there you go. That is our image. Now, it's going to be a bit blurry because it's 1280 by 720. When you zoom in at least. But I think that that's pretty good. Next time, right, maybe if you want, I could go over, adding text, white shaders, I would recommend maybe, if your computer can do that. And also, while we are at the end of this, please subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 to be monetized eventually. I'd appreciate it if you could do that. I also have a Discord server you could join if you are interested. It is in my channel description, as well as my Twitch. I don't stream there. Yep. Plan to, eventually, someday. Not yet, though. If this helped you at all, let me know in the comments below. Like the video, do all that, share it with people you think it'd be helpful to. And that's about it for today. So, see ya.